Hello everyone, it's Gold Gear. I've been interested in the Ratchet and Clank games since I was a kid for various reasons. One of them is that the levels are located on different planets. This is a really unique idea, and every time it gives me pleasure to fly to these alien worlds and meet those who live there and observe the local fauna and flora. So I decided to take on the difficult task of choosing the 5 best planets from the first game. It was hard, but I did it, and now I will tell you about these levels. Of course, this is just my opinion, and yours may be different. If you won't agree with what I've picked, write your own list in the comments. So, let's get started. At number 5, I have Planet Gaspar. It is almost entirely covered in volcanoes and lava, and is home to the Blarg Depot, which was used by the Blarg scientists to develop gadgets, weaponry and warships. The main path of this level leads through the depot, in which you will have to fight a bunch of armed robots. Along the way you will come across large metal gates that can't be destroyed with your weapons. But don't worry, you can use conveniently placed turrets that are powerful enough to get the job done. The exit from the depot leads to the test area, which was shown in the infobot containing the coordinates of this planet. There you will get the pilot's helmet, which will come in handy later in the game.
Now this is cool!
The second path leads around the depot directly to the Gold Bolt. Along the way you will stumble upon warships that are connected to refueling stations through large tubes. If you destroy the station, the warship will also explode. Blowing up these ships is fun, and you can even get a skill point for destroying all of them. You might think that's it, but it's not. There is also a secret third path. You have to jump into a dormant volcano and discover a hidden cave full of dangers. If you survive and get through, you will find a second gold bolt. I think that this is a well-deserved 5th place. Let's move on. At number 4 I have Aridia. It's a desert planet covered mostly in sand and mud. Ratchet and Clank came to Aridia in search of Skid McMorgs, who had crash-landed on the planet after his ship was shot down. They found Skid alone and unable to return to his crashed ship due to a sand shark infestation.
Oh, come on!
If you help him, he will give you his hoverboard, which you will need to participate in the races. You can also explore the construction site and find the trespasser there, which is needed to open some locked doors in the later levels. Skid's agent is also stranded on this backwater planet, and if you find him, he will agree to give you a Sonic Summoner if you attend the Blackwater City Hoverboard Championship and bring him the prize. The Sonic Summoner is a device that can attract small aliens to help you fight the bad guys. So basically that's Mr. Zurkon's predecessor. Aridia is a very atmospheric planet, with some cool looking enemies, like sand sharks and constructor bots, so it's no wonder it's on this list. At number 3 I have Rilgar. Ratchet and Clank visited the planet to take part in the race with their new hoverboard, and to find Captain Quark. They arrived during the Amoeboid invasion, so the streets were full of these slimy monsters and extermibots. These robots were sent to fight Amoeboids, but they also tried to kill Ratchet, presumably identifying him as a harmful rodent. Along the way, our heroes encountered a shady salesman, who wanted to sell them the Rhino, the most powerful weapon in the game.
Rip ya a new one. What did you just say to me?
If you make your way through the city, you will find a hoverboard girl, who will allow you to participate in the race. The race itself is not the most exciting part of this level, but it's still fun. Kind of. The duo can also go through the city's sewers, which often flood, so you need to move quickly to avoid drowning. When you climb out of the sewers, you will meet Captain Quark, who tells our heroes that he's been following their adventure and gives them an infobot with coordinates to his headquarters. Rilgar is a truly memorable and iconic level, so I had to include it in this list. Now let's move on. At number 2 I have Pokitaru. It is a tropical world filled with oceans and islands, and most notably, home to the Juwai Resort, a very popular galactic tourist destination. Our heroes came to Juwai Resort in search of an O2 mask that allows users to swim underwater. Once they arrived, they discovered that the planet was under attack by the Blog, who were releasing a toxic waste into the ocean that mutated the wildlife to become hostile. The owner of the resort has promised to give our heroes a mask if Ratchet helps destroy the Blog ships. To do this, you need to get to the hangar and use a jet fighter. By the way, you need a special helmet to fly this thing, which you can find on planet Gaspar, which I talked about earlier in the video. There is also an optional path that will take you through a sewer infested with amoeboids. There, Ratchet and Clank will find Fred, searching for the Raritanium.
You will find Raritanium for me.
No, I will not.
If you bring him what he wants, he will give you a device that will give you discounts from weapon vendors. Pretty useful thing, isn't it? What I really like about this level is that most of the area is actually water that you can swim in. Ratchet swims quite slowly, but if you buy a Hydro Pack on planet Hoenn, swimming becomes much easier and more comfortable. Overall, I really like tropical levels, and as you can see, Pokitaru is no exception. And at number 1 I have Metropolis on planet Kervan. It is a large, bustling urban planet full of flying cars and skyscrapers. The buildings are so tall that those who look down will only see thick clouds obscuring the view. Ratchet and Clank came to Kervan in search of Captain Quark after seeing an ad for Big Al's RoboShack. Unfortunately, they were unable to find him, but they did manage to obtain some very useful gadgets, such as the Helipack or Swing Shot, which would be invaluable in all of their subsequent adventures. The gadgets I mentioned will be provided by some of the game's most iconic characters, such as Big Al and Helga.
If it were up to me, you would drill for the rest of the day!
This is definitely not the biggest level in the game, but it still provides enough variety. For example, you can explore the city and fight enemies, or you can go through an obstacle course, and you can even ride a flying train. I also like that despite the fact that this is a big and busy city, there are a lot of different plants everywhere. This makes this place even more alive and enjoyable. So, these were probably my favorite levels from the first Ratchet and Clank game. Please write what you think, and if you disagree with my picks, be sure to write your own list. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I am GoldGear, thanks for watching, and stay gold.
Do I even have to say it?
You two have a nice day.